Hello football lovers, you are welcome to your favorite channel, Dr. Pure FC, your home of pure football vibes. Now let's go straight to the point. Congratulations to Manchester City for defeating Liverpool by 3-0. I will call this a clinical, a classical display by Manchester City. What a match. Liverpool was outplayed in every zone on the pitch. What a night of football. An interesting game. Well, if you have missed this game, well, I'm just going to give you some tactical breakdown of what happened in the match. Now, we'll start with Liverpool. Liverpool and the slot deployed the formation 4-2-3-1, which was exactly what we saw in the Real Madrid match. So I predicted it that he was going to use the same tactics that he deployed against Real Madrid in the match against Manchester City. And guess what? He did so. And I believe Pep Guardiola too must have thought that. And Pep Guardiola also planned ahead of time. For me, I would say Pep Guardiola currently is the best coach in the world, and I'll tell you why. Now, let me just go back to Liverpool, what they did. During pressing, when they want to win the ball, Liverpool will deploy, they change shape. They change to a 4-2-4. All right? So if you go back to the match, you will see that it was so clear. They changed to a 4-2-4. Now, what Pep Guardiola did, because he knew something like this was going to happen, where Liverpool want to put his defenders under pressure so that they lose the balls and then they can be very explosive, in front of goal. But guess what happened? He deployed a very good tactics. Now, this season, I'll tell you what I've noticed about Pep Guardiola. He's not the Pep Guardiola we used to know. This season, he's trying to adjust with the way a team plays. And he's trying to coach, trying to allow his player or trying to teach them how to adapt to a certain style of play. Now, let me tell you what he did. This season, I've noticed he prefers a 4-1-4-1 formation. Now, this is what we see where you have Czeki on the wide side, the right. You have Bernardo Silva folding at the middle, and then you have Doku. So at the middle, you can have Tijani Rangers. But you know what this guy does? Now, I'll tell you what this 4-1-4-1 formation brings to a team. It makes pressing it makes transition goes very smooth. It also makes players, they press intelligently. And there is this balance you get between the defenders and the midfielders. Now, what this 4-1 for me, see, it is not every coach that will want to deploy these tactics because it's very difficult for you to teach a team to adapt to this kind of style or to adapt to these tactics. Now, what this thing does is that sometimes when they want to press or in transition, they can change the shape to 4-3-3. And when they are out of the ball, when they are not with the ball, like if Manchester City is not with the ball, they can adopt a shape of 4-5-1. What a tactics. What a tactics. Wow. Pep Guardiola is a tactician. It is now beginning to understand why a lot of people were saying that Manchester City should not be ruled out in this title race. Now, what Pep Guardiola did overall was to tell Doku to come to the middle and Ryan Cherki to come to the middle using these tactics. And the essence was to overload the midfield. So what they succeeded in doing was to make sure that that middle had both Foden, that middle had Cherki, that middle had Doku, that middle had Bernardo Silva. And you see, when you overload that middle, wow, Liverpool could not withstand it because Liverpool only had Gravenberch and McAllister. Now, what happened in the match? Why Doku was so fantastic? Well, Doku was an excellent player. Some little stats by Opta. He had 7 successive dribbles in that match. What a player. Now, what happened was Doku left that left wing, okay, that left forward position. And what he did was he drifted into the midfield. So causing overload. Now, Bradley was confused because Bradley didn't know which of the players to mark. In fact, in the match, I saw in 2 areas where Bradley was confused because he didn't know whether to go and meet Doku at the middle. Because if he goes to meet Doku at the middle, you have O'Reilly already running that spaces. So he was just left dumbfounded. On 2 occasions in the match, I saw him. He was like, he was confused. He didn't know what to do, who to mark. So Doku was coming to the midfield to overload. And this was the plan they did in the first half. And you know, they were able to score 2 goals in that first half. In fact, it should have been more than 2 goals because Haaland missed a penalty. Now, Slot, I would say Slot too is also a tactician because he tried to see how he could cover that space, that middle space. So he told Gravenberch in the second half to go after Doku. So at a point in time, whenever Doku is with the ball, Doku, because you know individually is so good, Gravenberch was going after Doku. But because if you remember the flick, you know, that dribble, you know, that magical display by Doku, Gravenberch was one of the players and Bradley. So at that point, in the second half, what they tried to do, they tried to bring Kekes so that they can have more attacking, you know, more, so that they can become more offensive. And then they told Gravenberch to go after Doku. But it was so difficult to hold this boy. And, you know, O'Reilly too was causing so much damage. The left back for Man City was causing so much damage on that wing. And what's the cause? It was because of Salah. You know, Salah is very dormant. It's not that he's a good player, but defensively, he's so poor. He doesn't defend. And, you know, he caused a lot of problems for Bradley. Bradley is a fantastic player, no doubt. But because Salah is so much dormant, he doesn't run, he doesn't defend, you know, he just stays there and waits for the ball to come. You know, unfortunately, it was so difficult for Bradley. So now, another tactical approach that Pep Guardiola also deployed in this match was to tell Haaland to be Van Vigil. Stay with him. Now, they know that Liverpool kind of game is where Van Vigil will get the ball and will give an accurate pass to either the left wing or the right winger. So, but what they did was to make sure that Haaland sticked with him. That was a tactical approach so that he will not have more of the balls. And from statistics by Opta, it was shown that Konate even had more balls than Van Vigil, which has never happened, you know, in the EPL whenever Liverpool plays a football match, because we expect more from that, from Van Vigil. But it was a tactical approach. So overall, this 4-1 formation deployed by Pep Guardiola, it's a lethal approach. And for me, it helps these players. They press intelligently, transition is very smooth, there's a balance of solidity between the midfielders and the defenders, and also it helps them even when they are out of the ball to defend properly by changing shape to a 4-5-1, or when they want to transit or become explosive, they can even go and attack you with a 4-5-1 approach. So the tactics is a very solid tactics, and it is only an experienced manager that can deploy such a tactics. Now, let me tell you something you need to know. Against Arsenal, we saw Pep Guardiola, you know, followed a different approach. What he did initially when he got the goal, in the second half, because Arsenal was pressing with high intensity, what he did was, he said, I don't want to lose this match. I don't even want to draw this match. And for me, I call it a prison block approach. So what he did was to block every area, even remove Haaland in that match. Well, unfortunately for them, they conceded because the press, the intensity was very high. So let me tell you something. This Pep Guardiola this season is a different Guardiola because he looks at a team, he brings his players, he tells them what to do, and these players are gradually learning. They are learning to adapt to his style, you know, an approach, tactical approach to every kind of team. So what we saw against Liverpool is a coach who studied how Liverpool will play, who studied how they are going to press, and then he came with his own approach. And that's why everybody is saying that Pep Guardiola is the best coach in the world. So for this season, you know, for now I can say Manchester City, they've gained momentum, which is causing panic, you know, in the eyes of Arsenal fans. But let me tell you something, you guys don't panic, because Arteta too is also a tactical coach. So let's see what will happen anyway. For me, I would say congratulations to Manchester City for defeating Liverpool. Well, if you have not subscribed to my channel, don't forget to do so. Just click on that subscribe button, and don't forget to share my videos. Don't forget to like my videos. And also, if you are searching for me on other social media platforms, just type Dr. Pure FC. Well, I will be giving you some tactical breakdown about Arsenal, about the match Arsenal played between between Sunderland and Arsenal. So just watch out for the videos. It will soon be out. Please, I love you all. Take care.